Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Above Average Podcast, episode 3. Today, we're going to be talking about just general confidence, sales, the things that you learn from sales. We'll talk about side hustles, how to make money, and all these things can be applied, especially at our age, as we're college students, or just anywhere in life, especially if you're a beginner or any stage of your development. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. And my name is Eric. This is Rylan. And then today we have a special guest. So Jack, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I second that. All right. So you mentioned college. I actually never went to college. I directly after graduating high school, I started selling life insurance. It's an interesting, sales is a whole thing, but I got my license to sell life insurance, and then I basically worked my way up this company and worked pretty damn hard and pretty good at sales.
Yeah, that you did.
Yes. And then I moved to Chicago, opened up a new agency, and from there I actually left to start my own company, which is what I do right now. I do social media marketing. I also do a bit of investing, trying a few different things. So overall, same mindset, but
So how's
different perspective.
how's your social media marketing going?
Social media marketing is going very well.
Yeah.
So I have a few clients. Basically, the way I did this was when I left, I took care of all the legality of the business, like obviously getting my the rights to everything and set everything up and making sure I have my subcontractors, like my videographers, photographers, content editors, things like that. Made sure I got contracts developed, which is it's fun.
Yeah.
And then basically, since I know how to sell, I went to different businesses and sold my service, and then set them up with my company.
So yeah, sales experience would definitely be extremely important within pretty much any kind of business, especially if you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So was it difficult to learn how to do the contracts? And
Yeah,
just
so
all
that was
the
something
different
new.
Little things that you have to do.
What I find that is everything I know, I'm self-taught. Learning that was different. I mean, it wasn't too hard. Both my parents they do a lot. They know sales, they know marketing, all these things, and they know a lot of legality stuff. So I kind of asked them about that, asked for advice. I went to some of my friends, and they own their own businesses, and they do different contracts. So I made sure I checked it up with them, like, hey, can you look over this? And they actually pointed out some points, like, hey, if you put this in the contract, then specifically this is the only way it can go down. And a lot of people, when they sue, I have an LLC, so if they sue on a basis on the contract, then it can only be, a lot of people do that because you broke the contract type deal.
Yep.
Then it's because of the way you word it. If I word things differently, or if I set it to where, a specific, I'm not going to give specific, but if I set it this way, then it makes it less breakable. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, your parents were good with helping with that.
A lot of my friends do, yeah.
Yeah. What I was saying is, you can learn a lot from the internet, but especially like YouTube if you're just looking for the basics. But if you want, you can get some books. You can do so many different things that will lead you to be able to create skills and harness those skills to be able to make money either online or just in any kind of side hustle that you want to do.
And that leads into experience.
It
So
does.
sales, I can watch a lot of videos on sales. I can read a lot of books on sales, but it's also applying it,
It
trying
is.
out different
Yeah.
skills.
Taking action.
Yes.
Yes, you need to take action to be able
Yeah,
to move ahead.
knowledge means nothing without action.
Exactly.
So I've been doing sales for 2 years, roughly about 2 years, year and a half, selling life insurance. Life insurance is actually the hardest thing, to a degree, to sell because subjective. It's intangible, so anyone who's buying life insurance can't see it, they can't touch it, they can't smell it, they can't, use it at all, which is a big motive for people to buy anything that
Yep.
it's something new for them. But not only is this not tangible, but it's also not for them, it's for their family when they die. So what happens is
Yep.
they pay a premium for life insurance every single month up until they die for something that they'll never see. But it's down the road that they know is going to protect their family. Like it pays out when they die. So it's one of the hardest things because no one thinks they need it. Everyone doesn't think they need it, but that's why it's the hardest because everyone's against buying it because first off, it's expensive.
Yep.
It's life insurance, and it's go ahead.
So it really takes actual sales experience and actually knowing what you're doing to be able to
Yes.
sell it. Absolutely.
Yes. So
You can learn so much in a book, but you need to be able to actually practice it in the field to be able to sell it.
in the field, yes.
Not any rookie can just come out there and start selling that.
For real. A lot of people fail at sales. A lot of
Yeah.
people fail at life insurance sales. It's actually usually only about I think it's 18% lasts more than a year in life insurance.
Yeah.
Because it's so damn hard to sell. And so but if you get the hang of it, which my first month was all right, And then the first year was really good overall. When I moved to Chicago, it was amazing. But I'm pretty good at sales. But it's learning the skills and applying them. So, for example, having control, like when you're making a sale, using body language, knowing how to read body language, knowing how to control a situation with body language, eye contact, right verbiage. And again, when I started, I was 18 years old. I first started selling life insurance right out of high school, basically.
Yep.
So I had a big barrier because let's say, take a family. I'm mostly talking to the man, woman, to a degree, you know what I'm saying? But say I'm talking to him, how is, from your perspective, if I'm, have a family, how am I going to let like an 18-year-old kid come in and tell me that I'm not protecting my family?
Yeah.
So it's very hard. I had a very big barrier because of that, but I use certain things that I learned from a lot of my colleagues that get past that barrier. For example, I was just professional. I talk very professional. Also having more control. That's where I learned a lot about confidence in general, because I learned that if you're really good at sales, like I learned how to be a people person. I learned how to use all those aspects.
Yep.
For example, I'll give you one example. One of the first things I learned, I remember this because it's like one of the first days I was out there. I learned how to control when people talk. So let's say I'm talking about life insurance with this person sitting across from me. We're sitting, we're talking. Now, it only usually takes about 2 or 3 times of doing this, but when they talk, I lean back in my seat and I'm like relaxed, which shows that you're relaxed. Now, when I talk, then I lean forward and I speak up a little bit. And then when they talk again, I lean back. And then when I lean forward, then it says it's my time to talk. And from there on, usually when I sit forward, they shut up because subconsciously they know that when I lean forward, it's my time to talk. When I lean back, you're allowed to talk.
That's very interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
That's interesting.
Then I use gestures, like I said, go ahead and talk or something like that. Or, and it's just built through two things like that. And I learned that, and it was very useful because a lot of people just like to talk nonsense, and I use the straight line factor, Jordan Belfort's system. I use a lot of different things that I've learned. Anything that I read in a book, I try and apply. But I learned that the first day, and I thought that was very applicable because I use it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I've learned tons and tons of skills on sales and just how to use it and how to be good at it.
One thing that there's so many that I see online or just anywhere is the wealthiest people. They always say when they're entrepreneurially wealthy,
yeah.
when
Self-made.
one thing they always say is you need to be a salesman or you need to learn how to sell your product or have sales experience before you try and start your own business, because sales and being able to sell a product is just so important.
So I have but I get what you're saying. I think that what they're saying is that, and what I always say is, in sales, the way to master sales is you learn how to sell yourself, and you can sell anything. Like, if you give me anything to sell, I think I can sell it to someone. Yeah. I definitely think I can sell anything because I know how to sell myself. I know how to, again, it's applicable to all the body language, all the things I just listed.
Oh, yeah.
Is learning how to do that, and if you can make people like you and trust you, then you can sell them anything.
I was totally just thinking that when I was saying that.
Any thoughts on that?
Couldn't agree more.
All right, there you go.
What I was thinking immediately is not only selling your product, but it's any interactions you have with suppliers, customers, with anyone that's going to, any workers that you may have or employees that you may have under you. If you can be able to effectively and efficiently communicate with them through learning that through sales experience, it will help you so much in a business. And not just selling your product, but it is just the communication skills, the body language, the confidence. It's all that put together that sales teaches you. That's really interesting, actually. Yeah.
So then with all of these sales tactics that you know of, do you find yourself using them in day-to-day conversations?
110%.
Okay.
All right, 110. I don't use them on purpose, but I know.
Yeah. Do you control situations a little bit?
Yes. So we were just talking about that. It goes with confidence. Whenever I go to anything, parties, rooms, I always make sure that I control the room. And if it's a different setting, then I make sure I set it up to where I control the room, or I control what's going on, I control the conversation, or things like that. I place myself, or I set things up to where it is most not. And that's just because I do it, because it makes it not easier, but I just do it just because I do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you do it because you want people you want to meet people, you want to network, you want to be able to control the situation in your favor, but not in a selfish way, but it's more or less to become friends with these people.
Exactly.
To learn things from them. Like we were saying also in our previous podcast, is you need to be able to make the most of every conversation that you have with people.
Right. You need to take something away or gain something.
Any person you meet, you can learn something from. Whether it be a skill, whether it be some knowledge that is unknown, whether it be, a life story from them. Like this previous year, people I sat down with, family I sat down with, I've seen tons and tons and tons of different aspects of life, different views, different things they've experienced, different failures, different successes, different things about marriage, all those things, and that's just meeting people and getting to know them.
Yeah.
And I think anyone you can learn something from.
Yeah, and that's what him and I were talking about. It's huge.
It saves you years of experience.
Yeah. It does. Because if you have someone that you can learn from, or multiple people that you're learning from constantly, it's just so important
it saves so much time.
Exactly. You learn from other people's failures before you commit the same failure.
Exactly.
Or it's like a lot of people say that having a mentor.
About to say that, mentor.
Yeah, having a mentor would be so beneficial because they can walk you through before you make the mistakes.
Yeah.
You don't have to learn the hard way if you have someone to teach you.
Yeah.
So you want to say something?
Nope.
I'll give an example. Zach Hart, you know Zach Hart.
Yep.
One of my best friends, definitely in my circle of influence.
Yep.
Dude was a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
He teaches me so much about business or life aspects, self-development, habits, stuff like that, because he's already done this. He's 36 right now.
Yeah.
Making what he made, like, we just had an argument last night. Made like 12 million last year. Something like that, around that line. Owns the entire agency, drives a Lamborghini, has multiple cars, big ass house.
Yep.
He's already been through all this shit, and he knows, and he's had failures before, but he knows how to go through the end and make sure, like, he's had these, what's the word? Whatever. Trials and tribulations, I'll use that. You know, he's had trials, and then he's found success. You know,
Mistakes.
And he could teach you from mistakes. So, for example, one of the first things when I first started there, he didn't teach me this, but Brandon Neal, who was my MGA at the time, he said, or no, it was actually Rocket. He said, you need to save up for sure, like in any business when you're a business owner or in sales, in case of any like emergency funds, things like that. Like,
when did it do that?
No clue.
I have no clue either. Dude, that is annoying.
Fuck. Do you want me to like upload it to my computer and see?
sure, because I guess we got to know.
Yeah. Fucking A, man.
Why do you think it's doing that? SIM card low?
I don't know. No.
It was doing that a little bit, or a lot last time, but we got a new
a new card.
new card. Mario is pretty dope.
Cool.
Sorry.
All right, we're going. Eric, hop on the slide here.
Okay.
So
Eric,
let's go
what
next
topic
one.
are we thinking? What's
Running
So
low.
we could get into side hustles and how it doesn't take money to make money, and we could talk about how like literally we can just all you have to do is take action. We already talked about that a little bit, but it probably got cut off actually. Just take action on something. If you want to make money, you gotta get the experience, like we already talked about, and we can kind of reiterate ourselves a little bit, but just bring in like
I think
You don't need
making
to
money,
reiterate. It's already there.
making money. Well, I know, but like bringing similar themes.
something that we could do is because you've been talking about your social media, like marketing abilities, and we could be talking about if you're setting up a business or like a side hustle, ways that you can promote it or ways to get like money coming in through social
Market
media.
and advertise yourself.
And so, do you know if you know enough about that to just ramble on that subject for a little bit? That
I
could
can.
Be cool.
Do you know stuff on that topic?
Just do side hustle, because you can imagine some side hustle. You can talk about your girlfriend's side hustle.
And your
That's true.
side
There you go.
hustle, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
my
Yeah,
Because yeah.
I can get my minutes in.
Okay, so you want to introduce it?
The side hustle,
Yeah.
just bring it in.
Start talking about it, or
Okay.
start talking like whatever, however you feel it.
Hi, my name's Ron.
Hey, my name's
all
Ron.
the way from the
All the way from the beginning. Yep.
All right, guys, welcome to the Above Average Podcast. Okay, so yeah, with side hustles, just segueing over. I think that anybody can really do that, and especially students that are in high school or college. It's really important that if you want to be able to do this stuff in the future, you got to be able to do it today, because you never know with a certain situation. Like you may need to work, or if someone's working a 9 to 5. You have all these extra hours during the day that you can devote. You have 16 extra hours.
Yep.
And it just be like, oh, well, maybe I'll just make enough money and then I'll quit. It's like you can still build that foundation while you're doing that.
Exactly. It's the experience of making money entrepreneurially.
Right.
But so when you need the money, if you're ever in a situation where you need money, you know how to do it.
Right.
If you're ever in a crisis, or even if you just want something that, say you want a new computer or just a new toy to play with. If you know how to make the money entrepreneurially, so you don't have to dip into your savings or you don't have to dip into debt or anything like that. If you can make the money online or entrepreneurially, it's such a good experience to have.
Yeah, it's a life skill.
It is a life skill.
Yeah, exactly. And
Building.
Or is there anything you want to say?
I was gonna say just building multiple streams of income.
Yep.
Is the most way to get.
Yeah.
Is the way to attain the most wealth.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
no matter what, you have an income coming in,
Mm-hmm.
spread out. It's diverse.
Right.
So one thing that a lot of college students do actually is they want to create, or they want to be the next musician or musical artist or rapper.
Right.
They become these SoundCloud artists. In theory, it's really a great idea to create musical pieces of like music, or if you were to write a book or write articles or anything, because if you were to be successful with that, you would make money passively for the rest of your life off of it.
That's true.
Yeah. So if you're good or you do the practice early, you could do very well with that, because creating another stream of income based off of just a song that you created 10 years ago, but you're still making a bunch of money off of it,
Yeah.
would be insane. Or even books. If you have knowledge on a particular topic, you could do that.
Right.
There's so many different things that you could dip your feet into just to learn, hey, do I like this? And if you can and you can harness it and make money from it, it's huge.
Right. And it's just like, just try to dip your feet into as many things as you can, because it's like you can write a book, you can maybe make a couple songs, and it's like some of them may not bite, but if one of them does, that could be like the next thing could be the one.
Oh, it could, yeah.
And so it's just always keep yourself, like, just keep improving. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
every day you can learn something, whether it's online or through a book. But if you're constantly trying to improve just a little bit every day, especially if you're going at a particular skill every single day, in a couple of years, if you do it every day just for like 30 minutes to an hour,
Exactly.
you'll be
It
so
adds
good
up.
at it.
It just adds
Yeah,
up.
you'll be so good at it, and I guarantee you'll be able to find some success with it. 100%. So, and that's also, I want to create I want to write a book eventually, because
Right.
if you write a book, you're just putting your knowledge on paper. It adds so much value to people's lives, and then you can create a lot of money through that, like a passive stream of income from that. All around, I think it benefits everyone.
Do you know what kind of subject you want to write your book about?
Well, at least right now, my favorite topic is talking about confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I love talking about confidence, and I practice it every day. I mean, I need some.
Why do you like confidence?
Why do I like confidence?
That's a good question.
That is a great question. Why do I like confidence? There's so many reasons, but to boil it down to a basic theme is if you have confidence with whatever you're doing, whether it's yourself or whether it's what you're doing or what you want to do in your life, if you have confidence in that, no matter what people say to you or if they try to knock you down, you'll stay on course. Or if you want something, you'll get it, because you have confidence that you'll fulfill whatever your dreams are. You'll fulfill yourself. You'll fulfill your goals. It's just so important, and people see it in you if you have confidence, and it rubs off on other people, and it creates a tendency for people to like you. There's just so many benefits to being
Just
confident.
improves all aspects.
It improves all aspects of your life. And it really does. As long as you're confident with whatever you're doing. I mean, as long as what you're doing isn't too whack or out there, then people will see
As
you
long as it's good intentions.
and they'll respect you for it. They'll respect you for whatever it is. And if people try to knock you down and you stay on course, then it builds more respect, and you'll have more respect for yourself,
Right.
because you got through that, and you maintained your confidence that what you're doing is the right thing, and you want to get what you want. You know?
There you go.
Yeah. So then bringing that back to the side hustle, in terms of the book, have you created any outline or anything like that? Because
Yes, I have.
you have.
I have.
Have you started working on actually like
The body.
sections of it? Yeah, the body.
I have started working on a few of them. My plan is to, within this month and next month, I want to work on it a lot more. I haven't gotten around to it a whole lot lately. I've been, it's kind of been on the bottom of my priorities, I'll be honest. But I would like to get that out there as soon as possible, because I believe that there's so much value to be added to, especially guys our age,
Yeah.
struggle with this. And there's so many little basic things that they can do that will improve their confidence exponentially.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to teach that to other people. It's simple things like we talk about, and we talk about also, is just bringing your shoulders back. That improves your confidence so much. It really does. You sit slouched down, and you tuck yourself in like you're all small, and people are going to notice that, and they're going to think, wow, he's not confident, and it just has this snowball effect of
Right.
they don't think you're confident,
And
you don't think you're
yeah,
confident, and
yeah.
then go on.
No, I was gonna say like I was doing it earlier when I wasn't talking, and now I'm thinking about it, like, you know, it's just like it doesn't even play in your mind, but other people can perceive it.
Oh, exactly. And I don't even think about it either, but subconsciously we kind of have an idea of when we're reading other
Yeah.
people, you know?
Yeah.
So with the subconscious, a lot of body language, most of the things you talk about is body language is the first
Yep.
way to apply confidence because about a third of what you portray is said through your words.
Yeah.
2/3 basically meant through your body language and kind of
Yeah.
your tonality and things like that. So with tonality, I know the way I use tonality is, you know what? No, fuck that. Body language is about 2/3 of this. So for example, you know how someone is feeling subconsciously but not consciously. So
Yep.
the reason people can tell when someone is confident or someone is likable or someone is like shy or sad is basically your subconscious.
Yeah.
Like you're not analyzing it, but you can tell it. You can just tell. That's your subconscious reading that person.
Yeah.
So when you portray that you have a lot of confidence, it rubs off on people.
Oh, it totally does.
Yeah.
With whatever you're doing too.
Yeah.
If and one thing that I've kind of learned and I've gone through roadblocks is I've got my fitness Instagram, which I try to do as like a little side hustle, show people and motivate other people through what I've been doing. And I have gotten criticized, made fun of for it, just by posting pictures of my progress. And yeah, some of my pictures may be a little out there. Maybe some of my captions are a little too motivating, but that's all part of my learning experience. But at the same time, it was getting to me for a while, and I was getting really unmotivated from those comments. But I realized, like, if you're being made fun of for those things, it means you're doing the right thing. And I built myself back up, and I'm more confident than ever about it.
100%. So I'll say something. Pardon, but fuck those people. Literally.
Yeah.
Those people are saying those things because they see that you have a lot of confidence.
Yep.
And people tend to try and bring you down because of that.
They do.
It's your perception of yourself. That's not arrogance, but it's simply you know what you want out of life and you know where you want to be.
Yep.
A lot of people have no idea where they're going or what they want to do in life. But when you have it figured out, a lot of people just tend to not like that because they're in a position where they're not at. You know what I'm saying?
And also, I saw this awesome quote. I am not exactly where I saw it, but it was the only people that will ever make fun of you or criticize you in a harmful way are people that are below you. You'll never be criticized or made fun of by people that are above you. Why would they? They're above you. They know that they've done what they need to, and they're not going to criticize someone trying to get there also.
Yeah.
The only people that will are the people that are down here that don't like that you're rising up above them, you know?
Now, with the people that are criticizing you, are they like random people or the people that like you know? On a
It was
personal
normally
basis?
people that I know.
Right. Yeah.
It
Like
wouldn't-
that's
I know what you're
something
talking
I
about,
get
It would
as
be my
well.
friends.
Yeah.
It's not my super close friends, but they would be my friends.
It's like, yeah, and that's something that I've experienced too. And like what I'm kind of noticing is that it's like it's a side of you that like they're not very friends with. Like they just want, I don't know, like the you that they know. And it's like
They want the you that they
it's like,
relate
and
to.
it's like if you're progressing and they're just kind of where they still are, they want you to be where you still are. And it's just like they get really uncomfortable about it. And they're like, like
Yeah,
I'll
and
shut
it's-
him down and bring him back. And it's just like it's so selfish in a way, and
But it's subconscious for them. It's really not that
right.
they
They're
really
not. They don't
want
have
you to
intention.
not excel.
They don't have intentions to like just be an ass. But damn, the video's gone again. But it's
Wait, we should.
Yeah,
wait,
just go
yeah,
fix
yeah.
it. Don't continue.
No, we got it.
Just
Let's continue the thought.
All right.
I already lost it.
Well,
Alright.
okay. I'm gonna continue your thought because I really like the conversation.
Okay.
Um,
Go fix it.
You got it, Eric.
oh, I lost it a little bit. Wait. Okay, so it is.
You got
It is sub. We're gonna cut that so that I want it to sound like.
I'm a little drunk and you're sober. How are you struggling right now?
No. I'm not struggling. I just have a really good idea of. I don't know. I'm trying to organize my
Tip of
thoughts.
your tongue.
Anyways.
Word it.
We're talking about.
Wait. I got it. So, yeah, it's your friends that are making fun of you, but it's not that they really intend for you to not succeed. Your friends most likely want you to succeed, and they'll tell you that too. But their subconscious notices
That's it.
Yeah, their subconscious notices that you are excelling, and they're probably not excelling themselves or moving forward. So they're staying in the same position, if not moving backwards, while you're moving ahead. And the subconscious is the one that's kind of attacking you, or attacking.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Right.
antagonizes you, and it hits you a little bit. And if you're not super confident about it, it will affect you. Even
it'll
if you
shake
are
you.
confident,
I
it will
think
shake you a
that-
little bit too.
If you turn that into motivation, that's all you need.
That is what you need.
For example, I give 2 examples actually. I have one. I'll make them short.
It's actually a lot harder
High school. I was
said
just
than
telling.
done.
Was I telling you? I think I was actually telling Joey. I was either telling you or Joey. When I started high school, we were both really small. I remember you in high school, but I was 5 foot and I was 98 pounds. And I wanted to play football. But Coach Jay, you remember Coach Jay?
Yep.
We're saying names, dropping names, but he said I couldn't play football because I was way too small, which made sense.
Yep.
None of the pads fit me. I was way too fucking small. Sophomore year I was the same size, but between sophomore and junior year, I grew a little bit. And he said, if you want to play, you gotta start working out, start joining the team, be involved, type deal. So from there, and like, I'm not gonna drop some names, but some of the people above me, I don't think they really liked me, and especially like they definitely tried to quote unquote hate. I'll say like Grim and all those people. You know what I'm saying? So I just started working out twice a day, every day for an entire year,
Yep.
and put on like 60 pounds. And then by senior year, I was captain of the football team. Wasn't the best player at all, but it was determination and kind of the people talking shit that drove me to just work my ass off and just outshine them. You know what I'm saying? Not outshine them,
Watch
but
your language a little bit.
sorry. It drove me to basically be the best I can be because I didn't talk, whatever back to them, but I just, what I'm trying to say is actions speak louder than words.
Oh yeah, they
If
do.
you prove what you can do, then you can
Exactly.
outwit
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, and with criticism, it's like, no matter what you do, you'll always get criticized. If you're not getting criticized, then you're not doing something bold enough. And it's like, when you get criticized, it comes down to how you perceive it. Because if you perceive it as, oh, maybe they're right, maybe this is just stupid, maybe I'm wasting my time, and then yeah, you'll just give up on it. But if you use it as motivation, you're like, okay, well, I'll show them up, and then that's when you advance even more. When it comes back down
Yes.
to confidence.
It
You have to
does.
have confidence in your vision and what you're doing, because if you don't have confidence in what you're doing, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Exactly.
I like
exactly.
that. I like that.
Thank you.
And the thing is I hear a
Got my
lot of
gem in.
people,
I got my gem in for the episode.
There you go.
a lot of people that have found success will preach. You can never stop. The only time you actually reach failure is when you quit. And
Yeah, I've heard that. That's a very good quote.
it is. And if you are building your foundation of whatever you're trying to do on like a shaky foundation where you're not confident in it, then when people do criticize you, it will fall over and you'll collapse and you'll
Goes
quit.
back to episode 1 where we talked about setting up a very strong foundation for what you're going to build up.
Yeah, yep. And we'll put a link to episode 1 in the.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it's just so important. And what I did and what I learned from is, yes, it is the actions that speak louder than words. I want to prove these people wrong. And that's kind of my motivation to go towards it and keep doing it. And
Right.
after, it also built my confidence a little bit more just because I realized if I get this done, I can show all these people up and it's going to feel real good when I do it. You know?
Right.
So it has built my confidence even more just going through that. I felt a lot of emotion towards quitting. I thought about it multiple times. I'm not gonna lie to you. I
Right.
think about quitting or just how stupid it was, and then I realized no, it's not stupid. I started it for a reason. And I remembered why I started it, and that's why I kept going. And I still really want to
Yes.
reach that goal.
So, for example, for business-wise, I've started a few businesses and I failed at a few businesses. High school, I tried to start, what's it called when you train someone in fitness? What's that called?
Personal trainer.
Personal trainer. I tried to start a personal training program at the gym I went to. I tried to start a clothing line. I tried to start just a multitude of businesses, and they all failed. But when I first got a taste of just entrepreneurship, what I said earlier, like an unquenchable thirst
Yep.
of success. Once you taste that shit, once you taste that, you know what you want. So, for example, actually, I lost my thought. Lost my thought. train.
Unquenchable thirst.
Yeah, but I don't know where I was going with that.
If you want me to just change it around.
Go ahead.
Okay. So then, I guess with those high school businesses, what were you doing at the time, in retrospect, that caused those to fail?
Good question. So, I think that I wasn't learning. I think I I had a little bit of arrogance where I thought I knew what I was doing. I know shit. I still think I ain't shit. I mean, I've attained a somewhat amount of success in my mind.
Yep.
But I still don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm there yet at all.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was doing there is I assumed I was. I assumed I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. I didn't know anything about business.
just faking
I didn't know
it,
anything
yeah.
about employment. I didn't even know the legality of like having a certification to personally train to do that. But I just went ahead and did it because I knew that's what I wanted to do.
So that's a good example of when overconfidence in a certain thing can be bad.
Yeah.
Like confidence is a very good thing,
You just have
but
to have the right perspective.
then there
So
comes
what
to
I've
certain
learned,
times.
what I've learned is just to become an expert in any field that you do. So for sales, for example, the first month that I was doing it, let's take the first year. I'll give you an example. Like I literally worked on average about 100 hours a week, every single week.
Yep.
Because I get up at 5 a.m., which I do every day, from 6 to about 8 a.m., I research, I read about like skills on sales, I read about all this stuff, I learn about insurance, different like rebuttals, different things, and then when I go in the office, I ask people who are better than me about like what they've done to get really good at sales, or what they've done to attain this, or like referrals, things like that. That way I know more about the field, and then what happens when I get in the field, I apply it. So what I've learned is anything that you're doing is consistently learn, and then you can become an expert in the field. And when you're an expert in the field, people know that. You know anything that's going on with it. Eras is a master at sales, master at life insurance.
Yep.
100%. There's no question about it. He knows anything and everything about it.
Yep.
That's when you're successful at it.
Yeah, and just a little background on him. He's a very successful salesman. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's also a very key point is just like what we said earlier. You can learn so much from a book and from other people, but you need to have the experience to become a master.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
So.
All right, everybody. So that's going to conclude today's episode. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like. We'd really appreciate it if you also left a comment or any feedback that you have in the episode. If you want to add to the discussion that we'll be creating down in the comment section of any insights that you have or any comments that you have off of what we said, we'd really love to hear what you guys have to say. So then in the description, we'll have our social medias, and then we'll be also linking Jack's down below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.